Welcome to our professional training series in divination, tarot, and astrology. The following training in tarot was developed for students that are going through the courses with the School of our Divine Infinite Being. We wanted to make our training available to the general public here on YouTube, while also encouraging those interested in a career as a divination professional in astrology and tarot to check out our programs at www.divineinfinitebeing.com. We have post-graduation program assistance that you will not find anywhere else. This includes live video consultation technology, calendar booking, social share tools, affiliate program development, e-commerce, and the opportunity to take clients from the marketing efforts of our talented in-house staff. Again, you will find all of this at www.divineinfinitebeing.com. Sponsored by astrologypro.com, the #1 platform for astrologers and tarot readers to operate their divination services. We hope you enjoy this training. Welcome everyone. Today we'll be speaking about the Cosmos card. For those of you who are working with broader metaphysical systems, whether that's Hermetic philosophy, esoteric cosmology, or even deeper layers of symbolic psychology, this card holds a very expansive significance. And of course, for those of you practicing divination and tarot within our school, here at the School of our Divine Infinite Being, the Cosmos becomes a foundational archetype. This is the card that stretches your awareness beyond the personal and into the universal. It represents that underlying field in which both you and your client exist, not just psychologically but energetically and symbolically. It's the space where patterns originate, where meaning organizes itself before it becomes conscious thought. So when you're working with this card, you're not just interpreting events, you're tuning into the structure of reality itself as it's being experienced through both observer and participant. Now, I'm going to begin with a description of what you see on the card, and then we'll move deeper into the symbolic layers in the following slides. Again, this isn't arranged in any strict sequence, more of a top-down approach across the visual field of the card, just to make it easier for you to follow along. You'll notice the arrows on the left correspond directly to the descriptions on the right, so I'll walk you through them step by step from top to bottom. Let's begin with the Roman numeral 21. The culmination of the journey representing total integration of spirit and matter, the perfected dance of creation within the infinite cycle of existence. Cosmic Eye represents the awakened divine perception that beholds creation as one unified reality, the still point of consciousness through which the universe observes itself and all opposites are reconciled. Man, embodiment of intelligence and will, representing the element of air and the conscious principle directing evolution. Serpent, the eternal force of transformation and renewal, symbolizing time's cyclical motion and the energy of Kundalini rising. Eagle, spirit transcending the material, representing Scorpio transmuted, ascension through death and rebirth into divine perception. Cosmic Womb, the matrix of manifestation where opposites merge, source of creation from which all forms are continually born and reabsorbed. Ma Shakti, the divine feminine energy that animates and sustains the cosmos, the dance of consciousness in its dynamic creative aspect. Wheel of Light, the mandala of cosmic order, reflecting the perpetual motion of the spheres and the radiant intelligence governing the universe. Bull, Taurus, symbol of earth and fertility, embodied strength, stability, and the foundation upon which the cosmic cycle turns. Lion, Leo, fire and creative vitality, symbol of divine kingship and the courageous heart that sustains life's radiant expression. Psychology Collective Unconscious symbolizes the archetypal field of universal memory, the anima mundi, where all forms and patterns of being originate, reflecting the union of the soul with the living intelligence that sustains the cosmos. Astrology Saturn, the boundary and the gatekeeper, the force of limitation through which mastery is attained, marking completion and wisdom in the cosmic cycle. Ma Shakti, the animating power of the cosmos. The living force of manifestation. Ma Shakti embodies the universal energy that animates the entirety of the cosmos. In our Greater Arcana Tarot, she corresponds to the dancing maiden, the Shekinah or Divine Mother, through whom the infinite becomes visible. She is the motion that awakens the still geometry of creation into life. Union of consciousness and energy. She is the seamless marriage of Chit, pure awareness, and Shakti, creative potency. Her dance represents the eternal circulation of these forces, the pulse that sustains galaxies, minds, and souls within the same continuum of being. The dance of creation and dissolution. Within the serpent's enclosure, Ma Shakti moves as the rhythm of evolution itself. Each turn of her dance births and dissolves worlds, reflecting the principle of perpetual renewal, the interplay of being and becoming within the boundless body of the divine. Bridge between matter and spirit. As the awakened Kundalini, she unites the lowest with the highest, the body with consciousness. In the cosmos, she transforms limitation, Saturn's domain, into realization, revealing that every boundary is a threshold into greater awareness. Mother of light and self-knowledge. Ma Shakti is the cosmic womb and radiant mother through whom the divine beholds itself. She turns form into revelation, motion into awareness, and love into the sustaining fabric of existence, the heartbeat of the great work fulfilled within the cosmos. Serpent, the eternal cycle of becoming in the cosmos. The guardian of the infinite circle. The serpent encircling Ma Shakti forms the sacred boundary of the cosmos. It is the Ouroboros, the self-devouring, self-renewing force that contains and protects creation. Through its endless loop, it symbolizes the unity of beginning and end, life feeding upon itself to perpetuate existence. Time, eternity, and transformation. The serpent is the current of time made visible, the rhythm through which manifestation unfolds and returns to its source. It represents the perpetual shedding of form, death not as annihilation, but as transformation within the eternal continuum of being. Energy of Kundalini and cosmic renewal. Coiled yet dynamic, the serpent mirrors the latent power within every soul, the spiritual fire that ascends through the centers of awareness. In the cosmos, it signifies this same current on a universal scale, the awakening of divine consciousness spiraling upward through all planes of existence. The veil between chaos and order. Encircling the dance of Ma Shakti, the serpent defines the threshold between the unmanifest and the manifest. It is both the limit and the protector of form, showing that the boundary of creation is also the skin through which the infinite touches the finite. Symbol of wisdom and self-perpetuating life. The serpent in the cosmos is the living emblem of wisdom born from cycles, the intelligence that learns through dissolution and renewal. It teaches that every ending conceals a new beginning, and that true immortality lies in the conscious participation in this endless turning of the great wheel. Bull, Taurus, the pillar of form and endurance. Foundation of the material world. The bull in the cosmos represents the fixed earth, the steadfast principle that upholds the visible universe. As one of the four sacred cherubic guardians, it anchors creation within stability and endurance, embodying the strength that allows form to manifest and persist. Embodiment of fertility and substance. Taurus signifies the generative power of matter, the richness of the soil, the abundance of life, and the sacred continuity of growth. Within the cosmos, the bull is the nourishing aspect of existence, the fertile ground upon which the divine dance of energy takes root. Symbol of perseverance and the great work. The bull teaches that mastery and realization arise through patience and discipline. Its presence in the cosmos reflects the slow, steady motion of evolution, the unwavering will required to complete the circle of manifestation and to bring spirit fully into form. Guardian of the elemental earth. Positioned among the four living creatures, the bull guards the gateway of the physical realm. It ensures balance between the ethereal and the tangible, between cosmic intention and material realization, showing that the spiritual finds its expression through matter, not apart from it. Strength through harmony with nature. The bull's silent wisdom reminds that true strength lies in alignment with natural law. In the cosmos, this signifies the peaceful power of the Earth's rhythm, stability that sustains motion, endurance that nurtures creation, and the quiet majesty of form harmonized with divine purpose. Lion, Leo, the solar fire and courage. The flame of creative power. The lion in the cosmos represents the cherubic guardian of fire, the living emblem of divine will in its most radiant and courageous form. As one of the four fixed signs surrounding the central figure, it symbolizes the solar vitality that fuels creation, the burning heart of the divine made manifest in the world of form. Courage and sovereignty of spirit. The lion embodies the regal force of consciousness awakened to its own divinity. In the cosmos, it signifies mastery through courage, the fearless expression of individuality guided by divine purpose, the sovereign will that commands the elements rather than being ruled by them. The fire of transformation and illumination. As the solar beast, the lion governs purification through fire, the alchemical process that refines matter into light and instinct into awareness. Within the cosmos, this fire transfigures all lower energies into creative radiance, symbolizing the triumph of spirit over inertia. Guardian of the elemental fire. The lion stands as protector of the fiery realm, maintaining balance between inspiration and destruction. It holds the equilibrium of passion and wisdom, ensuring that the creative force of life remains luminous and constructive, never consumed by its own blaze. The heart of the great work. The lion is the living heart of the cosmos, representing solar consciousness, joy, and the ecstatic affirmation of existence. It reveals that the completion of the great work is not only endurance, as with the bull, but illumination, the radiant strength of the soul in harmony with the eternal light from which it springs. Cosmic Eye, the vision of total awareness. The all-seeing vision of unity. The cosmic eye in the cosmos symbolizes the awakened perception that beholds the entirety of creation as one seamless reality. It is the eye of the infinite that witnesses the dance of form without division, the state of consciousness attained when spirit and matter are perfectly reconciled. The gateway of self-recognition. This eye represents the final unveiling of awareness, where the observer and the observed become one. In the context of the cosmos, it marks the realization that the universe itself is conscious, that all experience arises from and returns to the single witnessing presence of the divine. Illumination through Saturn's wisdom. The cosmic eye embodies the penetrating insight born through limitation and structure. It sees through the veil of form into the eternal patterns beneath, reflecting Saturn's role as the revealer of truth through discipline and reflection. The eye does not merely observe, it comprehends the order and intelligence woven through existence. The center of the great mandala. Within the cosmos, the eye occupies the still point around which all motion revolves. It is the axis of consciousness, the unmoving center from which the wheel of light turns. Through it, the perceiver transcends space and time, entering the eternal moment that underlies all becoming. Awakening of divine consciousness. Ultimately, the cosmic eye is the realization of the universe looking upon itself. It is the supreme state of gnosis, where the microcosm and macrocosm reflect each other perfectly. In this vision, the soul perceives not separation but radiance, the living awareness that sustains the whole of the cosmos. Eagle, the power of spiritual ascension. The transmuted form of desire. The eagle in the cosmos represents the exalted aspect of Scorpio, the transformation of instinct into illumination. It signifies the soul's power to rise above its own shadows, desire purified into vision, emotion elevated into insight. This is the alchemy of consciousness ascending from depth to divinity. The winged guardian of water. Among the four cherubic beings surrounding the central figure of the cosmos, the eagle governs the element of water in its most refined form. It is the spirit of emotion no longer bound by turbulence, feeling that has become wisdom, fluid yet crystalline, receptive yet sovereign. Symbol of death and resurrection. The eagle embodies Scorpio's mystery of renewal. Death is transformation, not ending. In the cosmos, it soars above the cycles of decay and rebirth, showing that every dissolution is a doorway into higher states of being. It teaches that regeneration is the soul's way of remembering its immortality. The vision from above. The eagle's gaze pierces through illusion and separation, seeing the wholeness of the pattern beneath the surface. Within the cosmos, this symbolizes the higher perception of the spirit once it has transcended the limitations of the self, the consciousness that observes from the summit of realization. Agent of the great work's completion. As the ascended Scorpio, the eagle joins the bull, the lion, and the man as one of the four stabilizing powers that sustain creation. It represents the triumph of transmutation, the soul that, through its descent into depth, gains the wings to rise into light. In the cosmos, it is the silent herald of victory through transformation, Man, the light of conscious mind. The embodiment of divine intelligence. The man in the cosmos represents the cherubic guardian of air, corresponding to Aquarius. He symbolizes the clarity of intellect and the power of conscious thought, the divine capacity to understand, name, and order creation. Within the great pattern, he is the voice of reason in harmony with spirit, bearer of the waters of knowledge. As the water bearer, he pours the currents of higher understanding into the world of form. In the cosmos, this signifies the descent of divine insight into human awareness, the awakening of the mind as a vessel for universal wisdom. Bridge between the personal and the cosmic. The man represents self-awareness refined into collective awareness. He is humanity realizing its place within the divine order, the thinker who perceives himself not as separate, but as an instrument of the greater consciousness that permeates all life. The air that unites and circulates. As the cherub of air, he embodies movement, connection, and thought that bridges every realm. In the cosmos, this expresses the transmission of ideas, the breath of spirit animating intellect, and the living link that keeps creation in communication with itself. Awakening of the higher mind. The man stands for the completion of mental evolution, knowledge transformed into wisdom. He is the rational faculty enlightened by spiritual perception, the awakened mind that knows its thoughts are the reflections of divine order. In the cosmos, he signifies consciousness fully realized and harmonized with the infinite mind. Cosmic womb, the matrix of manifestation. The source and vessel of creation. The cosmic womb in the cosmos represents the infinite matrix from which all existence arises and into which all forms eventually return. It is the living field of manifestation, the boundless potential that gives birth to stars, souls, and the cycles of becoming. Within the sacred dance of the card, this womb is the heart of creative containment, the cradle of all worlds. The dance of the divine feminine. At the center of the cosmos moves the radiant feminine form, symbolizing the eternal mother who gives shape to the formless. The cosmic womb is her body, the living temple of nature, where spirit and matter unite. Through her motion, she conceives creation anew in every instant, revealing manifestation as a continuous act of divine birth. Union of opposites in manifestation. The cosmic womb is the point where polarity dissolves into wholeness. It gathers the active and the passive, the light and the shadow, the masculine and the feminine into a single harmonious rhythm. In the cosmos, this signifies the perfection of the great work, spirit becoming matter without division, and matter recognizing itself as spirit. The hidden sanctuary of renewal. The womb is both the origin and the return. In the cosmos, it is the inner chamber of transformation, where death and dissolution are reabsorbed into the creative source. It represents the regenerative mystery that sustains existence, the silent power through which endings are transfigured into beginnings. The body of the infinite. Ultimately, the cosmic womb is not apart from the divine, but is the divine in its manifest aspect. It is the embodied form of the infinite, the sacred vessel through which consciousness experiences itself as creation. Within the cosmos, this is the revelation that the universe itself is the divine mother, eternally conceiving, nurturing, and renewing the totality of being. The wheel of light. The motion of divine order. The living mandala of creation. The wheel of light in the cosmos symbolizes the great mandala of existence, the ceaseless motion through which spirit expresses itself as form. It is the radiant framework of divine geometry, the revolving harmony that sustains all things in perfect proportion. This wheel is the pulse of the cosmos, motion made sacred, form made luminous. The dance of time and eternity. The wheel turns through the rhythm of time, yet its center remains still. In the cosmos, it signifies the balance between change and permanence, the eternal pattern moving through the temporal world. It is the Saturnian rhythm of cycles, beginnings and endings, contraction and expansion, all held within the one eternal motion. The architecture of consciousness. The wheel of light mirrors the structure of awareness itself, concentric layers of reality spiraling outward from the point of divine consciousness at the core. Within the cosmos, this represents the self-unfolding of the infinite mind, the way in which divine order permeates the microcosm and the macrocosm alike. the harmonizer of the four powers. The wheel's motion integrates the energies of the four cherubic guardians: bull, earth, lion, fire, eagle, water, and man, air. In the cosmos, it is the living mechanism that keeps these elemental forces in balance, sustaining the equilibrium of creation through eternal rotation. The radiance of the great work fulfilled. Ultimately, the wheel of light signifies the perfection of the great work, the illumination that arises when the soul perceives the unity of all movement. In the cosmos, it is the moment when awareness recognizes that every turn, every cycle, every star and atom are all expressions of one radiant intelligence, the eternal light that never ceases to shine through the fabric of creation. Psychology Collective Unconscious. The ocean of archetypal memory. In the cosmos, the collective unconscious represents the vast psychic ocean underlying individual awareness, the shared field where the patterns of all existence are stored. It is the unseen realm from which myths, symbols, and instincts emerge, connecting every soul to the universal mind that animates creation. Within this deep current lies the spiritual foundation of humanity's unity in consciousness. The mirror of the soul and the world. The collective unconscious acts as the reflective layer between the personal self and the totality of being. In the cosmos, it symbolizes the inner reflection of the outer universe, the realization that what moves in the depths of the psyche mirrors what moves through the heavens. The structures of the soul and the structures of the cosmos are one continuous design, the archetypal matrix of the great work. In the cosmos, this level of the psyche is not a record of individual experiences, but the living matrix of archetypal patterns through which all consciousness evolves. It contains the universal symbols, myths, and psychic blueprints that guide both personal and collective transformation. Within this field, the great work unfolds not as a private journey, but as the continual flowering of universal awareness through every soul participating in the same cosmic design. The threshold of integration. The collective unconscious is the meeting point where personal awareness merges with archetypal reality. In the cosmos, this is the psychological reflection of the card's spiritual completion, the reconciliation of all inner opposites, where the fragments of self reassemble into wholeness. To enter this depth is to pass through the final gate of the soul's initiation, the soul of the world. Ultimately, the collective unconscious in the cosmos corresponds to the anima mundi, the living soul of the world that binds all beings. It is the invisible web through which divine awareness circulates, linking every consciousness in the great unity of existence. When this truth is realized, the individual awakens as a microcosm of the infinite, an expression of the universal mind perceiving itself through all. Astrology Saturn. The keeper of boundaries and form. Saturn in the cosmos represents the principle of structure, discipline, and limitation, the sacred boundaries that give form to divine intelligence. It is the architect of manifestation, ensuring that spirit takes definite shape. Through Saturn, the infinite becomes measurable, the eternal finds its reflection within time. The Lord of Cycles and Completion. In the cosmos, Saturn governs the turning of great cycles, the slow, deliberate rhythm through which evolution fulfills itself. It is the force of maturity, the wisdom that arises only through endurance and the passage of experience. Saturn marks the culmination of the journey, the great work brought to completion after every necessary trial. What does the cosmos mean in tarot divination reading? The cosmos, also known as the world in some decks, signifies completion, fulfillment, and unity. It represents the culmination of a journey and the achievement of goals. In a divination reading, the cosmos encourages the seeker to acknowledge their accomplishments, celebrate their journey, and embrace a sense of wholeness. This card highlights the importance of achieving balance, recognizing the interconnectedness of all things, and celebrating the successful completion of a cycle or endeavor. Understanding the meaning of this card in a tarot throw. Up to this point, you have been learning about the intricate details and symbolic meanings associated with this particular card of the Greater Arcana. In the following section, we will delve into various categories and scenarios of interpretation that may present themselves in a reading for you or a client. First, let's review factors that may influence your decision and choice of interpretation. Intuitive read on yourself or the client. Personal connection. Your personal connection or the client's connection to the card can influence its meaning. Tune into your intuition to gauge how the card resonates on a deeper level. Emotional state. Consider the emotional state of yourself or the client, as this can affect how the card's message is perceived and interpreted. Spiritual sensitivity. Be aware of any spiritual sensitivities or inclinations that might shape the card's significance. Placement in a specific tarot layout. Position in the spread. The position of the card in the tarot layout significantly impacts its meaning. For instance, its presence in the past, present, or future positions can alter the interpretation. Role in the layout. Understand the role of the card in specific placements, such as the challenge position, the outcome position, or the advice position, each of which offers a unique perspective. Context of the spread. Different tarot spreads serve different purposes, e.g. Celtic Cross, 3-card spread, relationship spread, and the card's role can vary accordingly. Relationship to other cards in the throw. Complementary cards. Look for cards that complement the one in question, enhancing its themes and messages. Contradictory cards. Identify any cards that might contradict it, suggesting a need for balance, or highlighting areas of tension and conflict. Major Arcana influence. The presence of other Major Arcana cards can intensify the significance of the card, emphasizing major life themes and spiritual lessons. Suit influence. The suits of surrounding Minor Arcana cards, Wands, Cups, Swords, Pentacles, can provide context and detail to the card's message, such as emotional insights from Cups or intellectual clarity from Swords. Now that we have taken the journey through the symbolism of this card of the Divine Arcana Tarot, let's journey into several relevant points within a divination reading. As you have already noticed, there is much repetition in this training. For our students, this is very important. You will see now how much of the symbolism you have been learning about is repeated in the different categories of a tarot divination reading. The cosmos in a divination reading. Astrological representation. Saturn. The Cosmos card aligns with Saturn, symbolizing completion, structure, discipline, and the fulfillment of cycles. Saturn governs life lessons, boundaries, and mastery through perseverance, and the cosmos reflects these themes by signaling the successful culmination of efforts and the beginning of new journeys. Just as Saturn teaches through limitation and responsibility, the cosmos represents the reward that comes from patience, hard work, and dedication to one's path, offering a sense of achievement and universal connection. Completion and fulfillment. The cosmos signifies the completion of a major cycle, offering a sense of fulfillment and wholeness. It indicates that your efforts have led to success, and you are now at the threshold of new beginnings. Universal connection. This card symbolizes harmony with the universe, reflecting a moment of alignment where you feel deeply connected to the greater whole. It invites you to see yourself as part of a larger cosmic pattern and embrace the flow of life's cycles. Mastery and accomplishment. The cosmos reflects mastery over your challenges and the realization of long-term goals. It suggests that you have gained valuable wisdom from your experiences and are ready to apply it to new opportunities. Cycles and transitions. This card teaches that life is a series of cycles, and with every ending comes a new beginning. It encourages you to honor the transition, release what has been completed, and welcome the next phase of your journey. Responsibility and accountability. The cosmos emphasizes personal responsibility, reflecting Saturn's influence. It invites you to acknowledge the lessons learned from your past actions and embrace the discipline needed to continue growing. Boundaries and limitations. This card reminds you that boundaries are necessary for growth, and that recognizing limits is part of mastering life's lessons. It encourages you to respect your own boundaries and those of others as you move forward. Integration and wholeness. The cosmos reflects a moment of integration, where all aspects of your journey come together in harmony. It suggests that you have achieved inner balance, allowing you to approach the next phase of life with confidence. Perspective and reflection. This card invites reflection on your journey, encouraging you to look back on what you have accomplished and the lessons you've learned. It emphasizes the importance of perspective in appreciating how far you have come. Preparation for new beginnings. The cosmos signifies that you are standing at the gateway of a new cycle. It teaches that every completion is also a preparation, and now is the time to apply the wisdom you've gained as you step into new opportunities. 10 common card placement positions. Past influence. Upright. In the past position, the cosmos reflects the completion of a significant chapter that has shaped your present. It could indicate a moment when everything aligned, bringing closure, mastery, or success. This experience now provides the foundation for your current situation. Reversed. Reversed, it suggests that a past cycle was left incomplete, and unresolved issues may still linger. You may feel that something was left unfinished or that closure was never fully achieved, creating a subtle block in your present path. Present situation. Upright. In the present position, the cosmos indicates that you are at the end of an important phase, ready to embrace new opportunities. You may be feeling a sense of accomplishment and clarity, where things are coming together harmoniously. Reversed. Reversed, the cosmos suggests that you may feel stuck, as if the end of a cycle is just out of reach. You could be clinging to the past, delaying the completion of a chapter, or resisting the change that comes with endings. The card urges you to release control and allow the cycle to conclude naturally. Future outcome. Upright. In the future position, the cosmos promises a fulfilling outcome where your hard work and perseverance will bring success and completion. It suggests that the lessons you are learning now will soon align to offer new beginnings. Reversed. Reversed, it warns that delays or resistance to change may affect your ability to fully realize success. The card suggests that unless you address unfinished business or lingering doubts, you may find it difficult to fully transition into the next phase. Obstacles or challenges. Upright. As an obstacle, the cosmos suggests that you may struggle with recognizing when a chapter is complete. You might be holding on to old goals, unable to release them, preventing yourself from moving forward into new opportunities. Reversed. Reversed, it highlights challenges related to unfinished tasks or unresolved emotions. You might feel unprepared to close a chapter, leading to frustration or a sense of stagnation. The card encourages you to trust that letting go will open doors for growth. Advice or guidance. Upright. The cosmos advises you to embrace completion and celebrate your achievements. It encourages reflection on your journey, inviting you to release what no longer serves you and prepare for new opportunities that await. Reversed. Reversed, it suggests that you may need to address unfinished business before moving forward. The card advises you to seek closure, whether through reflection or action, and trust that endings are necessary for growth. External influences. Upright. The cosmos in this position suggests that external events are aligning in your favor, offering opportunities for completion or transition. You may find that things are coming together harmoniously, with support from your environment or community. Reversed. Reversed, it suggests that external forces may be causing delays or creating confusion. You may feel as though circumstances are preventing you from completing a task or goal. The card encourages you to focus on what you can control and trust the timing. Hopes and fears. Upright. The cosmos in this position reflects a hope for completion and mastery. You may aspire to reach the end of a journey, craving fulfillment and clarity, though you may also fear what comes next after this chapter concludes. Reversed. Reversed, it suggests a fear of incompleteness or uncertainty about the future. You might worry that you won't achieve closure or feel ready for the next phase. The card encourages you to release these fears and embrace the flow of life's cycles. Outcome or resolution. Upright. As an outcome, the cosmos signifies a successful completion and the beginning of a new cycle. It promises fulfillment, clarity, and alignment with your higher purpose. This is a time to celebrate your achievements and prepare for what's next. Reversed. Reversed. It suggests that unresolved issues may prevent a smooth transition. You may need to revisit certain aspects of your journey to ensure closure. The card encourages you to face any lingering doubts and trust that completion will come when the time is right. Current influences. Upright. The cosmos in the current influences position indicates that you are surrounded by energies of completion and transition. Events or relationships may be reaching a natural conclusion, offering space for new beginnings. Reversed. Reversed, it suggests that current influences may be causing delays or disruptions. You might feel stuck between the old and the new, unsure of how to proceed. The card encourages you to trust the process and allow things to unfold naturally. Key theme or lesson: upright. The key theme of the cosmos is the importance of embracing completion and renewal. The lesson lies in recognizing when a cycle is complete and celebrating your achievements while preparing for new opportunities. Reversed. Reversed, the lesson is about overcoming fear of endings and releasing control. The cosmos reminds you that every ending is a beginning in disguise, and by trusting the flow of life, you can transition gracefully into your next chapter. Exploring the enigma, unveiling the wisdom of the Cosmos card in tarot through the insights of occult visionaries.
Aleister Crowley. The universe is the ultimate symbol of wholeness, completion, and the ecstasy of knowing oneself fully. It is the final card, yet marks the beginning of new journeys and discoveries. The Book of Thoth, 1944. Rachel Pollack. The World card brings us full circle, representing a state of harmony and fulfillment, where all parts of ourselves come together, embracing both the physical and spiritual realms. 78 Degrees of Wisdom, 1980. Mary K. Greer. The World is a card of cosmic unity, showing the integration of our personal journey with the universal life force, symbolizing completion and enlightenment. Tarot for Yourself. A Workbook for Personal Transformation, 1984. Hajo Banzhaf. The universe stands as a symbol for cosmic consciousness, the harmony between all things, inviting us to see the interconnectedness of life and the world around us. Keywords for the Crowley Tarot, 2001. Arthur Edward Waite. The world is the realization of the divine vision, signifying both the end and the beginning, the attainment of all goals, and a perfect state of equilibrium. The Pictorial Key to the Tarot, 1911. Lon Milo Duquette. The Universe card reveals the ecstatic dance of creation, the unifying force that weaves the elements together, symbolizing the dynamic cycle of life. Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, 2003. Sally Nichols. The World card marks the integration of the self with the cosmos, a final journey of enlightenment and fulfillment where we find our place in the vastness of existence. Jung and Tarot, An Archetypal Journey, 1980. Gareth Knight. In the World card we encounter the divine unity of all things. It is the celebration of life itself, embodying completion and the awakening to one's full potential. The Magical World of the Tarot, 1991. Robert Place. The World card is an image of perfection, the harmonious marriage of the soul with the divine. It represents completion, wisdom, and cosmic consciousness. The Tarot, History, Symbolism, and Divination, 2005. Angelus Arian. The World card represents a coming together of all elements, embodying a unity with the world and a deep acceptance of all aspects of self and existence. The Tarot Handbook, Practical Applications of Ancient Visual Symbols, 1987.